You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it coy, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. You're a carousel, you're a wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. You're every song, and I sing along, 'cause you're my everything. Yeah, yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la. just a day away. Hey, you can we don't need you, so be on your way. Thank the Lord for love, my own grows ever stronger, and I always will be true. I hope you feel the same way too. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but darling, as much as tomorrow.
You and me, yes, time on me. I am squeezing and kissing and pleasing together forever, whatever. Yeah. You and me, I'm living true love. I'll be giving to you. I'm deserving 'cause you're the deserving. Hey, I'm feeling so. You're so deserving.
Hey fellas, give me a groove. Mr. Virgie, drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have not done so, we need everyone in the room to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, can you guys proceed to make a little bit of noise in here to let me know that you're alive? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and meet and greet. It's official, the deed is done. This is the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Daniel and Jessica Ellison. The happy couple have chosen Everything by Michael Bublé.
Smiling
round of applause for the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Aaron.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamoitzi lechem min haaretz.
Wherever you want, go for it, right there. Right there.
We're coming, folks.
Yay! I think so too. We'll give it to Dan. Thank
Melissa Komaroff.
Okay, I just wanted to take a minute to toast Jessica and Dan. I couldn't think of a better pair. You guys truly complement each other and your happiness really shows. Jessica, from the time you were a little girl, I have watched you grow and mature. You have developed into a beautiful, smart, successful, kind, caring, and fun-loving individual. You are thoughtful, you are supportive to your friends, to your family, and to your patients, and you're the best sister a girl could ever ask for, and I feel incredibly lucky that you are mine. When I look back, I see us as children, and even though we were short on money, we were long on love, and we were always surrounded by laughter. So many trips, Disney, Hawaii, Cancun, and then when we grew older, how much fun did we have traipsing around Italy in the middle of winter, experiencing new sights and sounds on a shoestring budget and laughing all the way. How many car trips did we listen to the soundtrack of Les Mis with Dad yelling, "Keep it down, girls!" How many late nights did we take care of each other when we lived together? How many times did you carry me home because I threw out my back? How How many times did we swagger back from Trilogy or when you visited me at WashU? How many times did we watch Fletch or European Vacation? Our list of memories goes on, and the nicest thing I can say is that I smile thinking back on every one of our shared experiences. And though our childhood was sometimes stressful, I credit our sister bond with keeping us strong and keeping us sane. I believe that knowing we had each other to rely on gave us a sense of security and comfort, and you will always be my rock and someone I can turn to in good times and bad. I'm so proud of you and all that you've accomplished. Despite the bumps in the road, you have always managed to come out ahead. You are brave in the face of adversity, and I will always admire your extraordinary courage and your strength. I can't wait for you and Dan to start your lives together and start your own family, because what fun vacations we will have. You and Dan are so lucky to have found each other. You're both special people, and you clearly bring out the best in each other. Dan, we liked you instantly. You are warm, charming, and funny, and you fit right in. I love how you love my sister, and I always knew she would find her missing piece. So my last advice to you is this: no matter what happens in your life, remember that laughter is the best medicine. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and never let the turkeys get you down.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, let's put our hands together for the father of the bride, Mr. Peter Sloan.
Anyway, and I said, you know what, you don't really have to say too much about Jessica, because she's wonderful. I love her, I love Dan, and in growing up, I used to tell Jessica, Jessica, you're a genius. She'd always fight me and say, I'm not a genius, I'm dumb. Well, Jessica, when you found Dan and you married him, to me that's a genius. I love you both. Thank you.
Next up, please put your hands together for Miss Anna Goldman.
Before I start, I've been asked to make a couple of announcements by the Metropolitan Pavilion. Firstly, the general manager has asked me to request that for reasons of health and safety, none of you are to get up on your chairs and tables during my standing ovation. Secondly, following my toast, Jessica's sister Melissa will be up here again, actually, singing us that lovely old standard, Two Less People in the World by Air Supply. Love the 80s. But now it's time for me to make a toast and at the same time completely embarrass myself. Jess and Dan, I tried hard to put together some words of wisdom that were smart, funny, and loving, but found none more perfect than those in the traditional wedding speech, The Art of Marriage. So with a few minor tweaks, here are the words that I give for you to live and love by. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's at no time taking the other for granted and always trusting and respecting each other. It is standing together and facing the world. It is doing things for each other, appreciating and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is creating the space for flexibility, patience, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is not finding the right partner, it is being the right partner. After today, you'll be husband and wife, but you still must decide every day that you're together and that you want to be married. Make this decision and keep on making it, because the most important thing in this life is to be loved and be loved.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, next up, let's put our hands together for Mr. Adam Carl.
I want to thank Jessica, Dan, Bernice, Peter, Debbie, and Paul for hosting this very special three-part event. Part one, the beautiful ceremony in a landmark synagogue, where Dan attended Hebrew school, was bar mitzvahed, then faithfully returned 23 years later to get married. Part 2, where we all got to wander aimlessly around the city killing time until we could start this absolutely lovely part 3. 33 years ago, Dan and I started nursery school together. We were 3 years old. Don't ask us to explain, but somehow on that very first day, barely toilet trained and having never met before, we understood that we'd be best friends for life. Now, it's customary for a best friend to toast the bride and tell her how lucky she is to have found such a fantastic husband. And tonight, that is just not going to happen. Oh, just the opposite. Because knowing Dan as long and as well as I do, I want to say on behalf of his friends, family, and coworkers, Jessica, thank you for taking him off our hands. You have your work cut out for you, because Daniel Eric Aronson is not a low-maintenance guy. And while many of us here are probably guilty of enabling his high-maintenance ways, we are not to blame. As it has often been said by that renowned Talmudic scholar, Philip Roth, it all begins with the mother. Debbie's little boy, Danny. He was the only kid who ever spent the night at my home and arrived with a complete set of printed instructions. Apparently, Debbie saw the way I was being raised and decided not to risk having my mom make the same mistakes with her Danny. He arrived at my house that first night with a list of requirements that rivaled what Elton John demands on a world tour. Here are a few excerpts from that list. For breakfast, Danny must be served a plain, lightly toasted bagel. In the event that the bagel gets burned in any way, you must start again with a new bagel. If you run out of bagels, then the burnt crust must be scraped away so Danny can't see it. The bagel should then be put on a clean plate. No paper plates, please. For lunch, Danny will dine on a ham sandwich. The ham must be sliced thin enough so that he can see through it, and the bread must be white with the crust carefully trimmed. The sandwich should be cut diagonally. Warning, do not cut the sandwich horizontally. Danny doesn't eat horizontal food. Now, 3 hours before dinner, ask Danny what he's in the mood for. That way you'll have plenty of time to shop for it and prepare it. In the evening, Danny needs a separate room that is free of pet dander and is furnished with a sofa, a variety of hypoallergenic pillows, a color TV, and a remote control. He can watch television until he gets tired and is ready to go to sleep, which is usually around 2 a.m. At that point, you should then get to bed yourself so you can be up early in the morning to shop for fresh bagels. And folks, that was just the first page of the list. From the very beginning, my friend Dan was known to one and all as Prince Daniel. And as you well know, his princely lifestyle continues to this day. He thinks that a Metro card is something you buy at a Hallmark store. He'll only take a taxi if a town car is unavailable. And over these past 3 decades, I've watched him grow into the wheat-free, 600 thread count, hand-tailored suit, custom-made shirt. Do I really want to go to Italy on my honeymoon if we can't fly first-class guy we all know and love? I could go on, but I think the therapist in the room can fill in the rest. And after 30 years of friendship, I can say with a certain amount of authority that it's no surprise the woman Dan married is professionally trained in other people's dysfunctions. So Jessica, while it may be well true that all of us Jewish men are high maintenance, you, my dear, have married our king. There is, of course, an upside. I mean, besides the fact that he'll make every other aspect of your life look easy, he is loving, loyal, caring, forgiving, and thank God has a fantastic sense of humor. Otherwise, this would have been a much shorter toast. When we were still in nursery school, Dan and I pretended that we were brothers, and to this day I think of him as family. So now please raise your glasses and allow me to make a three-part toast. First, to the happy couple and their equally happy parents, thank you for this wonderful day. Second, to Jessica, it's an honor to welcome you as the newest member of my adopted family. And finally, to Dan. Everyone has a best friend at different stages of their lives, grade school, high school, college, and beyond. But only a precious few of us get to have a best friend forever. Here's to forever. Mazel tov.
He's going to have a hard time topping that. Let's put our hands together for Dan's dad, Mr. Paul Aronson.
I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to try something a little different that's never been done, and if it works, I hope it does. Daniel, I would like Julie to read her own toast to you, and we're going to try and do it through our cell phone. Is that all right with you? Yeah. Julie?
All right.
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Go ahead. Julie, wait a minute, Julie, start over now.
Okay. Dan and Jeff, you've made it to this day. I'm so sorry that my narcissism got in the way. I will not be attending your nuptials as such, but please believe me that I love you both very much. Dan, you took your time, you didn't settle, even though Mom and I always wanted a medal. You chose a beautiful bride who is tried and true. The added bonus is that she's a Jew. Jessica, when I met you on Fire Island, it was love at first sight. You hugged me so that if Dan did not propose, he'd be the one to go. I wish you both all that life has to offer. Enjoy each other through the good times and support each other through the bad. You have found each other in a world full of turmoil, and you are truly blessed. To the lamp of love, may it burn brightest in the darkest hours and never flicker in the winds of trial. May for better or worse be far better than worse. I love you both so, and I'm so happy for you. Mazel tov.
This is a momentous occasion for me. Debbie and I got married in 1965, and this is the only second time in 43 years that I've had the opportunity to actually speak. It's not that I don't try to speak more often, it's just that somehow I always seem to be talking when she's interrupting. But now that I finally got center stage, I want to say thank you to all of you. Not just for being this evening, but for everything you've done for us over this past year. This has been a difficult year for the Aronson family, and we couldn't have gotten through it without the love and support of so many of the people in this room. And no one has been more supportive than Jessica. There is a popular theory that the most ideal marriage in the history of the world was Adam's marriage to Eve. He didn't have to hear about all the men she could have married, and she didn't have to hear about the way his mother cooked. But as wonderful as that marriage was, I think this one is even more wonderful. Jessica, as my first official duty as father-in-law of this bride, I am not going to welcome you into our family. Instead, I'm going to thank you for being such an important part of our family at a time when we needed all the love and caring and support we could get. And to my son Daniel, I just want to say that we are two lucky guys. You found Jessica, and I was especially lucky to find your mom. No matter how many times she is wrong, she always forgives me. And unlike Adam, it didn't even cost me a rib. Eventually, it cost me an arm and a leg, but that's another story. This next part was put in because I didn't think that we were going to be able to have Julie talk and for all of us to hear. It is at this wonderful occasion that we also honor Julie and Steve for their strength and courage and their devotion to each other and to their children, Matthew and Lindsay. And a special note to Matthew, who chose to come to New York to stand with Uncle Dan. Matthew, where are you? This is my little flying partner for the last 2 days. And he doesn't like when planes are delayed. I don't know why. But thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. And please stay next to me. And to all of you who have been there for us through this difficult year, Debbie and I. Where's Debbie? Would you please join me? Debbie and I are thrilled that you could also be with us tonight to share in our joy. L'chaim.
Round of applause for the mother of the bride, Miss Bernice Slotnick. Bernice loves the band. She's my friend.
Dearest Jessica and Dan, on this your wedding day, my heart is filled with many joyous emotions. Jess, I have watched you grow into a fabulous woman that you have become. I am proud and honored to be your mother. Dan, you have become my other son, a warm, loving, and gracious human being. Together, you are the symbol of what love is meant to be. Soulmates who communicate with one another, partners who embrace coupledom with their own individuality. I just love it when Dan calls you sweet and you respond in kind. As you start your lives together, I have gathered some thoughts that I would like to share with both you and with our honored guests. And this must be good stuff because the name of the book was Love and it was edited by B.C. Aronson. Marriage is not a ritual or an end. It is a long, intricate, intimate dance together, and nothing matters more than your own sense of balance and your choice of partner. Jess, you looked for a long time to find Dan, the love of your life. You knew it when you felt it. You have found your soulmate, the person you really want to spend the rest of your life with. Your mind and your being are at one with what you believe. This is true love, the greatest love of all. Be happy, my children, for to love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the food stations are now open. Bon appetit.
Just too far away from being close, so close together, right from the start. to understand the reason why we keep it on. We're lost in a masquerade.
friend. This is the best night of our lives. Thank you, Paul, Debbie, Mom, Dad, and Julie and Matt.
We just wanted everyone to enjoy themselves, and it started off as a 20-person event, and this is what it blossomed to. And we love everybody.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful